Stop scrolling through those expensive retail sites. Now we all know the pain of needing a fresh kit, but seeing those crazy high prices. Well, there's a smarter way to support your team. Welcome to okjersey.com. The quality speaks for itself. Look at the detail on these designs, whether it's the latest from Manchester City or a classic City kit. You can get any jersey in every size you need, and yes, you can fully customise it with your name, your number, or your favourite legends details, from the Premier League present to EPL retro. If you're looking for it, it's here, and it's always for the best price. Ready to save big? Head to okjersey.com now and use code NAF at checkout. That's code NAF to score an extra 8% off your entire order. Cheers!
Well. The self-proclaimed biggest club in the world knocked out the FA Cup by Brighton. Got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Grimsby. Now he got knocked out by Brighton. And guess what they're going to say? You're obsessed with Man United, Steve. No, it's not obsession. It's the fact you're shit. And we're taking the piss. Because I'm that old and long in the tooth that I had it many years off Man United. And the fact is, you're going to get it when you're shit. And the fact is, you're shit. So at the end of the day, don't start crying, yeah? Don't start whinging. You've got banners in the stand saying Jim can't fix it. You've got Darren Fletcher as your interim manager, and you're begging for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So instead of telling everyone how big you are, instead of coming out with that shit, hated, adored, never ignored and all that bollocks, start focusing on your club, because it's going down the drain rapid, absolutely rapid. It's a shit show over there, you know what I mean? You're the only football club I know that's been protesting for 20 years and not done anything about it, and nothing's fucking changed. You got the game cancelled once against Liverpool, and we thought, you know what, they might be serious. But then they signed Ronaldo, threw you lot a bone, and you were queuing up outside the souvenir shop again. So tonight, I'm going to have a little can of Diet Coke and laugh me bollocks off. And we'll see you lot on Saturday, yeah? Up the fucking Blues. Glazers in.
It's the Glazers in bit that gets me.
It's true. Never a truer word spoken.
Welcome back to We Are the South Stand, and people, he is back, refreshed. We're all jealous. He was living the life in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but he's back with us now.
Was that just a little holiday, Steve?
Yeah, I go every January. I go to Dubai. It's I don't drink anymore, so I do a 27th of December. I do a full year no drink. So if I manage to do it, I take everyone away. That's my saving money sort of thing. But I've got loads of mates out there now, loads of City fans out there. I'd live there, mate. If I could live there, I'd live there.
They're cool. They're cool.
Yeah, I hear it. And are you good, Louis?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad at all, especially after last night's result.
Absolutely. We're going to get into it. People, make sure you do go and check out, of course, Big Steve's channel and Louis' channel. The link is at the very top of the description for both of them. I've put it in there. So please make sure you go in and you subscribe to both of them. And Louis is also on TikTok and Instagram. Where is it? There it is. It's very simple. Louis Talks Football. Simple and short. But right, let's get into it. Well, before we get into last night, actually, Steve, you went away. When did you go away? Was it after the Chelsea game?
Yeah, I missed the Brighton game, I missed the Exeter game, and then obviously I flew back last night.
Yeah. So yes, that's it. Yes, you missed the Brighton and the Exeter game, and then yeah. So what's been your take on, I guess, City since the turn of the year? Because we've played fucking shitloads of games since the 1st of January.
Pretty much, I think what everyone else is saying, frustration. I think the 3 games what we drew, we could have won them. That would have put us in a fantastic place. But we got the injury to Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol, and to be honest, it was looking peak. I think most City fans thought then that this is going to be a tough one. We were dropping points with them players. So without them players, it was looking peak. I think, obviously, we can't get too carried away with the Exeter result, but, you know, it was a fantastic result and there was some good performances in that. And last night was different because it was St. James's Park. We've been beat there this season. Yeah. They were up for it. It's a semi-final of the Cup. I think going from the top, looking at Haaland down, the team looked solid. And then you start getting to the back four, and then it gives you that little feeling where you think, oh, this might be a bit long. But you've got to give credit to James Trafford. You've got to give credit to Max Alleyne and Khusanov and Nunes and Nathan Ake, who've come in and held it together. So at the minute, you know, it just shows you how good I think Pep is, because I think last night he got everything right, including the substitutions at the right times.
I think against Exeter as well, mate, he did. I think Exeter actually, with the way that he started certain players, but then brought them off at half time. I think his last 2 games, subs wise, I think he's been spot on.
But what I think he's done as well, especially with Khusanov, I've always been honest with Khusanov, I think he's got all the tools to be a fantastic player, world-class player. But he's always had that little bit of madness in him, which he can't control, where his decision-making has always been a little bit mad. And I think Pep's seen that. And I think what you've seen is him on the bench for so many games. I think he's been told to watch how we do it here at Manchester City. Watch Ruben Dias, watch Gvardiol, watch their decision-making, watch. And he sat there patiently, never said anything, and he's watched. Now he's coming now, and he looks so assured. He looks so assured, and he looks a lot better now.
Since he's been playing, since the injuries, I literally haven't really seen him or Alleyne put a foot wrong, to be honest.
No. And Max Alleyne just looks like he's been there forever. I mean, even last night he was strolling forward with the ball. Do you know what I mean? Mad. He was running out of defence. Exactly what you mean. He wasn't shy. He wasn't a hot potato. He didn't just get rid of it. You know, I'll do my job. He was literally, you know, getting into midfield and getting us up the pitch. And nice. It was nice to see, man. It was good.
Yeah. Do you know what, on the Khusanov one, right? I've been saying, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's like, because we've spoke a lot about the fact that he does go to ground quite easily. With challenges, by the way. So he does go flying in. And we don't want to take that away from him too much. But what I've noticed over the last couple of games is like he's using it's like he's been taught a little bit, and this shows that he's learning quickly to use his pace to get in front of the player, and then just use his body to make sure that the player, shield it out ultimately. And kind of once you get yourself in between the ball and the player, they're either giving you a free kick or they're not able to get the ball. So and with Max as well, I actually can't believe how comfortable he looks. And not just comfortable, because if you know how to play, but it's how composed and willing to just continue playing where he is. And we spoke about this before. I don't know if you saw the press conference, Steve, where Pep said something about the problem with young English players or young British players is that it's not that they haven't got the ability, but it's that they're not getting enough game time in front of significant crowds.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe Max going away to a championship team and playing 17 games for them in front of, Watford, I would imagine Watford in the championship is still averaging about between 15 and 20,000 at least. Possibly more. Yeah. So it's a big difference, right, to what the academy would be seeing, and I don't know if that might help but you look at yesterday, because Louis was on last night, and these Newcastle fans, Steve, were saying if that they were knackered, and I thought, well, you haven't played more games than us, and they were saying, and our team is battered. Now, if you look at it, they had Botman in, they had Shah in, they had Lewis.
Chowin, not
Chowin.
And Bruno, Gordon.
And then on the bench as well, they had the top scorer coming off the bench. They had Tonali, who's supposedly one of the best midfielders in the league, and they had Voltemada as well, who's been causing defenders trouble all season. I think the lads at centre back dealt with their attack so well. And like you say about Alleyne, it's his comfortability and confidence on the ball that fills me with confidence as well. Because you look at some players that come in, and like you said, Steve, they just kind of don't want to be on the ball too much, shift it on as soon as possible. But yeah, he gets the ball and he carries it sometimes with some serious composure, and he looks like a 27-year-old or 28-year-old or something like that. That's coming to the side, proper experienced player.
Yeah,
I was saying to Cass the other night, I was like, I wouldn't mind him starting against United, and I don't want to be gassing him too much. Obviously, it might be a bit of a baptism of fire going straight into Old Trafford. but it's just the way he looks on the ball and the way he holds himself. He just looks confident.
Well, do you know that before last night, Newcastle had not lost in 13 home games, and they'd scored 30 goals in 13 games, right? 30 goals in 13 games. There was not one single game, I believe, that they scored less than 2 goals in. So
I'm pretty sure there's also a stat that they've not scored at home all season up until
13. Yeah, that's what I mean. But the other thing that Steve, you mentioned Trafford, and I think if you look at that save, you know, the one where he tipped it on the crossbar, but then also I actually do think he had it covered as well. The second shot from Gumirish, I know it hit the post, but
it looked like he had it covered.
If you look at the timing of that, right, at that point it was 0-0 and it was the 49th minute, right? So it was just after the second half had started. Now, if we would have conceded a goal at that point, what would have happened? And I spoke about this, I think it was Sunderland at home, where Donnarumma made a massive, massive save at the start of the second half. Because it kind of sets if Newcastle get a goal, the start of the second half, you don't know where it goes. So I've got to say, Trafford yesterday, I thought was really good. And as well, I'm starting to feel a bit more comfortable as well with him. Because at times he went long, didn't he?
It can't be easy for James Trafford to come off the bench when you've not been playing, and then especially to come off the bench and stand behind Khusanov and Max Alleyne, Mateus Nunes and Nathan Ake. You know, so they all pulled together last night. It was the thing is as well, you not only got to control the tempo of the game at St James's Park, you got to control the crowd. Yeah. Far too many times City's let that crowd get up, give them something to get happy about. Then all of a sudden it's a cauldron in there. But last night, they were worried. The crowd, they knew Semenyo. I mean, Semenyo's a player. I'm not going to apologise because he's had 2 games. But when people ask me about Semenyo signing for City, I said, in my opinion, I'm unsure whether he makes that step up to City's level. And what I mean by that is, we know he's a good player, but there's loads of good players. You've seen players all around the Premier League who step up to Man United or wherever, and then they drop off. They have a good season. I was unsure whether he stepped up the levels, but obviously City's done the due diligence on him. If you look at him, the way he played last night, and you look at him getting in the box and scoring goals, we've not had anyone like that coming in from the wing. It's always been someone cutting in and shooting. He's getting in the box and realising that this Man City team creates so many chances. I'm just getting myself in there and I'm ready to put them away. If the big fella don't put it away, he's going to put it away. So
Raheem Sterling-esque, right?
I was just about to say that first one really reminded me of Sterling getting in the back post.
Yeah,
but he's listening to what Pep's saying. The change in his game, he's embracing it. And you can see by the smile on his face last night that, you know, he's enjoying his football. And Semenyo, for me, you know, if he carries on going the way he's going, then, you know, he's an unbelievable player. And I just think he gives us a totally different option. And I think the money involved is a snip. It's a snip, man.
I mean, he's come in and he's scored 2 already, technically 3, because, I mean, we might as well talk on it now because it's relevant to what you were saying. When you said about controlling the crowd, Steve, a prime example was when they got that decision overruled. Did you hear the whole of St James's Park lifted? Yeah. And it was just that tiny little thing. And actually, that's where I said on my video earlier, I've got to give a big shout out to the City players at that point because it was a really controlled game yesterday. Really, really controlled the ball. But what's your take on that decision, Steve? I
think we all can agree on that. It was wank. It was just a joke. Me and my dad was stood there watching it, and they zoomed in that much. It looked like the graphics from an Atari fucking computer game back in the days.
This is what my brother said. It was literally, they must have been drawing the line and saw a few pixels that were offside over the line.
What's pixel like, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It's terrible. And this referee's got a history this VAR guy's got a history, by the way, of shafting us. You know what I mean? He shafted us with the Rashford goal against United.
Oh, was that him?
That was him. Someone put a list of the things he's done. The guys,
but yeah, that decision, right? Even when I've looked back at the picture, I can't tell whether it's offside or not straight away anyway, right? Yeah. But to then take 5.5 minutes to make the decision, that's just like
It's not
look like
pure
Minecraft. It
competency.
fucking look like Minecraft. The guy in the comments is right. Look like Minecraft.
Mate, literally,
Minecraft.
as soon as it gets over the minute or 2 minute mark, you should just look at it and think, if it's taken us this long, like, just give
I'm not
the goal,
wearing
give
that
the
as well.
advantage to the attacker. You know what I mean?
I'm not wearing where he said the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was nowhere near it. He dived the wrong way, so it's nothing to do with the goalkeeper. He wasn't in the light and the vision of the goalkeeper, so it was blatant. But they're the decisions that can get, like you say, get the crowd back up. Newcastle then go and score. Then you go in, instead of going back to the Etihad at 2-0, you're going there 1-1 or 2-1 down, and it's a joke. And like you say, justice was done at the end when that goal went in. The first thing I'd done, I jumped up and I said, "Fucking have that, cheating bastards!" And I thought, have it, because I thought that's justice. You know what I mean? And I thought, yeah,
Is that oil money, Steve? Is that Newcastle oil money?
These bloody oil money.
These oil money cheats.
This is what I like.
No, but do you know the maddest thing is that was actually, I think the craziest thing is, right, is I don't know if you saw, but yesterday the Premier League released the VAR decisions that have gone wrong, right?
Yeah.
And there was a City one, the Foden, you know, the foul on Foden against Newcastle at St James's Park.
Yeah.
So that came out yesterday, and then I thought, nah, this you can't write this. It was, I don't know, it's like, for me,
we got robbed in an FA Cup final. The goalkeeper handballed the ball outside the box, and nobody gives a fuck because it's City. Everyone's like, "Oh, right." But I'm telling you what, if you lose a goalkeeper and have to play 60, 70 minutes against Manchester City in an FA Cup final, you get beat, mate. Simple as that.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me. It's supposed to be like they get involved when it's clear and obvious, right? That there's been a mistake, right? There is no way that 5 minutes is clear. 5 minutes with all the technology and every single fucking angle that they possibly could have, drawing lines on, right? And it's taken you 5 minutes. That is not clear and obvious. But then the other thing is, right, usually you don't, on offsides, you don't call the referee over to have a look. But here's the thing, right? If someone rang me, right, and this is the way a human's mind works. If someone rang me and said, look, I've been outside your house for 5 minutes and there's definitely something dodgy going on. There's people looking at your house from outside. If I was you, I'd call the police, but, you know, it's your decision. I'm calling the fucking police, right?
Yeah.
You told me something dodgy is happening outside your house. So they're basically, that's what they're doing. They're calling the ref over going, by the way, you made this decision. We're not so sure. We spent 5 minutes looking at technology, but you make the decision. Well, in his brain's already telling him it's offside.
I don't even know what they were looking at for 5 minutes. Were they doing a jigsaw or something for the first 4 minutes?
Minecraft, wasn't it? Minecraft was building
it was
house.
Minecraft like. But the funniest thing is the camera kept actually going on the VAR room, right? And I could just see a guy sat there. He wasn't like looking around or anything. He was just looking. I was thinking, what's he even fucking doing? It's like he wasn't clicking about, wasn't moving anything. He was just looking at it repeatedly, hoping that it fucking jumped out at him and said, yeah. But now, for me, even away from the ruling, they need to look at the rules. And ultimately, I would say if VAR can't make a decision in fucking 2 minutes or something, then the game just continues.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
For me. But just quickly, people, there's 230 people in here. The likes are on, what are we on? We are on roundabout, 70 likes. Let's get those likes, please, people, so that we don't have to keep asking. Please, it really helps the channel if you can get the likes up over 100. Right, so against Exeter, we saw Nico O'Reilly have a bit of a cameo in the DM role.
Yeah.
And then last night against Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton, two of the biggest shithouses and potentially part of, for me, one of the best midfields in the Premier League on their day. And Pep puts him as DM in front of two 20-year-olds.
You know what? You know what I love, right? And it's a little bit bad, but Nico O'Reilly goes up to Joe Linton and he effectively just gives him a little bit of a slap, right?
Yeah.
Joe Linton looks like an ex-convict that's about to murder you, right? And Nico O'Reilly, this little 20-year-old, right, goes up to him and gives him a little slap. I was thinking this kid has got some serious confidence on him, but fair play, because you know what Newcastle are really good at? They're really good at leaving a bit on you and riling you up. And I feel like City did a bit of that to them last night, gave them a bit of taste of their own medicine. I think maybe we should start doing that to more teams, because the likes of Sunderland and Newcastle, this is what they do, and it's effective.
Yeah. Do you know the funniest thing is, right? He actually, so he pushed Joe Linton. Joe Linton then turned, looked like literally, it was kind of like he turned his head like, like he's going to kill him. And then he pushed Nico O'Reilly. It's like Nico O'Reilly stood there for a second, thought, nah, you're not bigger than me. So pushed him back, right?
Yeah.
and you can see it was almost like Joe Linton was, but for me, by far and away yesterday, I've got to say, Bernardo Silva, right? That was a proper captain's performance, because you got to think, at halftime, we went in with Nunes and O'Reilly both on yellows, right? And I feel like Bernardo kind of said to him, you two, don't get involved no more. And I've never seen anyone so good at rattling opposition players than Bernardo Silva.
Brilliant at that.
While you've been away, Steve, I don't know if you've seen or not, but the usual Bernardo hates come out. What do you make of it all? Like, what do you make of Bernardo this season?
Listen, I said it before on the preview, right? Bernardo Silva of old is not the same guy. He's older and wiser. He realizes he's not the same. He's not playing the same. He's not that tricky sort of 8-10 midfielder where he's going to get you, 8, 9, 10 goals a season. So many. He's different. And what he is energy. There's nobody on that park for Manchester City in that shirt runs as more than he does. And what you've got, when you've got the luxury players like we've got, like Jeremy Doku, Semenyo, Cherky, Foden, etc., you need some sort of energy in there. Now, he might not be the Bernardo of old, and everyone's saying, oh, get him off and all that. But if you actually watch football with your eyes, if you're actually in the stadium, you can appreciate where Bernardo Silva ends up. He's at the back collecting the ball when we're in a bit of a jam. He'll come to the centre-back position and collect it. He's winning fouls and tackles. He's getting little shithouse free kicks when we need to do it. He's the kind of player now that you need, but he's going around under the radar. And the fact is, he once was this player where you wanted him every game because he was outstanding and he was setting up goals and scoring goals. He's adapted. He's changed now. So people need to realise, he's changed. He was like Wayne Rooney back in the day when he was the main striker, and then he started getting fat and had his Weetabix head, and then ended up in midfield. And then they went further down the pitch and just started knocking it about and spraying it about and that. He changed his game. And I think Pep's changed Bernardo's game. There's a reason why Bernardo Silva has been at Man City for so long, and there's a reason why he's in the team. I know people go, oh, no, what's Bernardo Silva doing? He's doing all the shit work that nobody else wants to do. He's getting us free kicks. He's taking a foul. He's arguing with the ref. He's getting in people's faces. He's doing things that nobody wants to do. But I guarantee you, if you ask any of them City players on that pitch last night, they would all appreciate the work rate of Bernardo Silva. And
he's also club captain. And I think people forget that if someone's a club captain, they bring something more than just performance based on the pitch. And, he knows Pep Guardiola's system inside out. I'm pretty sure he's the most appeared player under Pep Guardiola ever. So who better to have on the pitch with a bunch of young lads to get him to know the system more than Bernardo Silva to guide them? He loves
the club, man. He loves the club. He absolutely loves it. And
people need to stop disrespecting him. Like, why are we disrespecting a club legend? Like, I'm hearing people calling him to be sold in the summer. Even if his legs go a little bit and he's there more as like a changing room figure for the lads. What's wrong with that? Like, don't give him a break.
Another year. I've said it a few times. I would.
See a player a few years ago running Real Madrid all over the place and scoring goals, getting us to the treble. But then they also now think that can happen. But look at the treble winning team. Look where they are now. Look where they've all gone. Akanji's at Inter Milan. Kevin De Bruyne's got a hamstring injury. Gundogan's at Galatasaray. So, these things happen. Bernardo Silva's still here. He's useful. Yeah. Pep's seen him and thought, he's not going nowhere. He's staying here for what he brings to the team. John Stones can't get any look at the minute. Looks like he's going to leave. Nathan Ake's running about with a bandage on his leg. So you've got to realise that these players get old. They've played a lot of football. They're not quite the same. But Bernardo Silva, you look at the stats, you look at the energy and the running stats. He's nobody better in that team runs further than Bernardo Silva. So for me, I always give him credit. You know what I mean? I always give him credit.
I think yesterday actually as well. I'll be honest. He definitely was doing firstly, he was doing a lot of the dropping deep, picking up the ball, driving with it. Secondly, he 100%, and especially in the last 10 minutes, because when we saw 9 minutes of injury time, right, you're thinking, oh, fucking hell. Because recently, that's the one thing I would say for Newcastle this season. They have been coming back from behind a few times, right? And the Tonali one, did you actually see Bernardo picked up the ball, right? And he started just taking it round people that weren't there. He just ran backwards and was just going on a weird little wiggle because he knew Tonali is going to lose his head at this and he's going to come flying in. And the minute he came flying in, it was like perfect. The guy is... And when he stepped up to Joe Linton, and he's about that big compared to him, he's just a rattler. And
did you see what Bruno Fernandes said? You see
What?
Bruno Fernandes' interview when he said you're the worst player in the Premier League for getting at refs. He said no. The worst player in the Premier League for getting at refs is Bernardo Silva, but he doesn't wave his hands around like me. That's what he said. So he knows.
Yeah.
But Bernardo, Bernardo, he's the one. You know what I mean? You need players like that.
He is the person. Like I said, for me, it was a captain's performance because it wasn't just as an example, there's one that for a different team that I actually, I never thought Reece James would be a good captain, right? But I've actually watched him on the pitch. Now, I think without Reece James, Chelsea have a lot more cards, right? Because the way he speaks to the referee constantly, right, in a professional way, without exactly what you said, Steve. He doesn't wave his hands, right, because referees don't like that. They see that as aggression. I think Bernardo was brilliant, but I actually also want to say yesterday, Bernardo was picking up the ball at times in a bit of a more advanced position on the half turn and was looking good with it. I think Bernardo yesterday was really, really good. What about right? People in the chat, you lot are going to kill me for this. What's your opinion of Cherki over the last couple of games?
Well, if we're talking about yesterday's game, I think he looked really good. There was a few times where I feel like he could have passed it, and he was looking a little bit greedy. But Cherki is literally like a magician, and that little flick and the connection with Aït-Nouri, the Algerian connection, mate. I was loving
it's beautiful. That goal was absolutely the whole build up to that goal. Actually, I think yesterday in that game there was a lot of build up that was good. We were moving the ball about quite fluidly in that second half.
To be fair, before the goal, I probably would have said he should have passed it a little bit more, and he was a little bit greedy. But
yeah,
with Cherki, I feel like you play him and you're guaranteed a little bit of a moment of magic. And these are the kind of players you need in your team to break down a defense. And Cherki's one of those players. He's like a flipping key opening a lock. That's what he's like.
It might be a dilemma at weekend against United whether to start him or to start Foden. I think we should start him. I'd just give Foden a little rest and maybe just give him a little rest and just bring Foden in. But I want Cherki in the middle. I feel like when he's out on the wing, he's a little bit isolated out there. I think him and Foden have got a great link up, but I'm just thinking with Semenyo now, we don't need Cherki slowing it down from there. We need Cherki in the middle, like you just said, the flicks, the little one-touch turn, that kind of fucking football. He can instigate it, and against United and their midfield, and the fact he turned around and said he wants to kill Man United makes it even better for me. Yeah, so let him in there and say, but I'd remind him, I'd say, listen, dickhead, you fucking said you're going to kill these. So don't make us look pricks. Go out there and kill them.
I feel like Foden, though, in a derby.
He missed the first game, didn't he, with an injury? Yeah.
I feel like Foden in a derby, though, I feel, homegrown. I feel like Foden in a derby always kind of turns up.
I think it's interesting. I think let's move on to the derby, I guess, because we can do. I think we've probably Doku, actually, one last one to talk on yesterday that I thought was really good.
I love this guy. Love him. I absolutely.
This season, he's a different player.
He is. And those crosses into the box that he was putting in yesterday, I really want to start seeing more of that because he was putting some really dangerous balls in, And I really need to start seeing more of that from him because when he adds that to his game as well as the constant threat of running in behind, he's a dangerous player. I still can't believe last season some people were calling for him to be sold because every time he gets the ball, I'm on my edge of my seat thinking, what's this guy going to do next? Like, he just skins players alive, and I love it. Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like this is a thing that Semenyo and Haaland probably need to get on the right page. I think, to be fair, 2-3 games in, I think it's 2 games in, I think they're really not doing too badly. But I do think you're right that if Semenyo's playing on the right and Doku's on the left, then maybe, like, whether it be Pep Linders or Pep himself, need to kind of be saying to Erling, maybe, look, Semenyo's going to be coming in at the back post from the right-hand side, so maybe you need to be making near post runs now or more, because there were a few balls that I do think like the Doku put in the first half that no one got onto. But yeah, I thought Doku was really good. But let's move on to the derby at the weekend. Steve, are you confident going into this one? I mean, it's a derby, in it, right?
Yeah, I'm always confident against them. I think they're shit. So I think City should be confident. I think that we just showed no mercy. Murder them. Go there and murder them. Don't get intimidated by them. They got Michael Carrick as interim manager. I watched Brighton the other night. Just play right through them. The only way they're going to try and beat us is drag us down to their level. Maybe get physical. Casemiro. A few of them try and get into us. But I feel like we've got every single answer to whatever they throw at us. I feel like we've got every single answer. I know it's a derby, but they said it at the beginning of the season. United coming to the Etihad and they're probably their best chance of beating us. We were rocking a little bit, and they were like, they're going to beat us, and we hammered them. So I think we just got to go there and do our business. You know what I mean? Don't forget, we're on an unbeaten run at the minute. How many games unbeaten?
It's not being spoke about enough. It's not being spoke about at all. Yeah, it really isn't being spoken about.
Let's go there and deal with it. And if we have to change it, and I think we can change it. Like the other night, last night, when Rodri came on, you can just see a massive difference with Rodri. It's just the way he's getting about, the rhythm. Rodri's rhythm's getting back into it. And the way he starts knocking it about one touch, it gets everybody else playing one touch. And all of a sudden, we're pinging the ball around in little triangles. We're looking class. And I think Rodri, he'll start. And I think we've got more than enough for him. I think we just got to go there, ruthless mindset, and put them away, because they'll be hurt. They're getting beat. The managers, the club from top to bottom is a shit show. The stadium's going to be, they'll give it the mouth for the first 5 minutes. But the second we get a good chance, that stadium will fall flat, because the whole club from top to bottom at the minute is a shit show. So
they're not aligned. They're not aligned. The fact that one of the maddest things I've found, right, is that they've got rid of Amarin, right? Now, I understand there's an element of the fan base that liked Amarin, and there's an element of the fan base that didn't, right? But if you get rid of a manager that ultimately really hasn't done fuck all for you at all, right? And is, we've all seen the numbers, the number of games he's lost since he's been there, etc. And that's what I find mad, is that there's an element of their fan base that are planning to protest about the sacking of fucking Amarin. And I think as a club, he's gone. You move on, right?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished second. Ole at the wheel wasn't good enough. We don't want this. We demand more. So they go and get Erik ten Hag, right? Erik ten Hag was nowhere near as good as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? Erik ten Hag won him an FA Cup. They told him, get behind ten Hag, get behind ten Hag. They got behind ten Hag. He won him an FA Cup. They said, right, what do we do here now? We back ten Hag. So the fans all backed ten Hag. Then they sacked him. So then they got Amarim him. Oh, we're going to play this system, do this. Well, you've got to back him. So they've backed him. He's finished 15th. He's got the worst record ever. They lost a cup final, a Europa League final to Tottenham. They've been beat off Grimsby Town. These United fans are blind faith backing him. And then now they've sacked him. And now they're going back to front. They're getting an interim manager in Michael Carrick, who wasn't good enough for Middlesbrough. They're now asking for Ole back at the wheel after fucking 4 years ago he wasn't good enough to be at the wheel. And then it's like, they're putting banners up, Jim can't fix it, right? So they're absolutely fucked. But this is my point. But they spend that much time telling everybody else how big they are and how we're obsessed with them, when the club's literally burning around them. And it's like that meme where that guy's in that room and it's all on fire. And then he's like, yeah, nothing's happening here. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. And I don't know who's going to want the job at Man United, because I feel like it's absolutely fucked. I think it's a poisonous chalice. I think they've got no dough. I think I've seen something about this accountant saying the 375 million in transfer fees that they owe in the next few years. They've got no one on the pitch other than Bruno Fernandes they can sell for a profit. Kobe Main, who has said, 3 years ago was a pile of shit and bang average. And they said, no, you're a hater. I'm not a hater now because he's got splinters in his ass and he can't get anywhere near the worst Man United team in fucking 10 years. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, but we just got to go there and put them away. Don't show them any respect.
To be fair,
one trophy.
I keep hearing United fans saying that like they're confident about the derby and they think they're going to win and that. And I get it, it's a derby, but I don't know where this confidence is coming from. That you like, I understand the derby thing, but where they're literally in an absolute state. You know, I don't even think they've got any quality on the. Cass was saying yesterday, he was like, I said, "Oh, Cass, are you still confident about tomorrow?" Because he was like telling me about how our centre backs are not great and all this, and I was arguing back saying that they look really good, and so I said to him, "Are you still confident about tomorrow?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." He was like, "Our attack's way better than Newcastle. He's going to have a lot more to deal with." And I was thinking, I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. But, Louis, you were on with him on Friday, right? And look, Cass knows football, 100%, right? Shout out Cass. Right? But he also is a Manchester United fan. And this is the biggest thing, is that this whole we're a big club thing, it's almost like it gives this like self-belief that is confusing. Prime example is the show you were on with him on Sunday. I told you I was in the kitchen, right? And the show started off with the first 15 minutes after because it was literally 5 minutes after they'd been knocked out by Brighton. And he was telling me that he was saying on the stream, every single player is shit, right? Every single player needs to leave and they need to start again. The club is shit.
Yeah.
If we go back to about 3 weeks ago, the last game Mbeumo played for Manchester United, he was absolutely shocking to the point where Cass said, "I'm glad he's going to AFCON. I hope his team get to the final. I don't want him to come back." But then by the end of that show, he's telling you, I'm gonna beat City and I'm getting something at the Emirates against Arsenal. And the difference is we've got Mbeumo back. And it's like,
yeah, blind confidence.
Blind confidence based on we're the biggest club. That's all it is now. That's
what it is with United. That's the story of United fans, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 1 second, people. Steve, can you take over a second? Sorry.
Yeah. They've gone from Wayne Rooney, Van Persie, Tevez, Ronaldo to fucking begging for Mbeumo to come back. So this is where we know where they are.
Some of the lads they've got on the pitch, I really, I think the team really lets them down, like the lads they've actually got. But yeah, I can't see who's actually going to, like you were saying before, I can't see at all who's going to actually go and want the job there. I really don't. I feel like, people were talking about Enrique going to United as if Enrique would ever want the flipping United job. He's going to be wanting bigger and better things than flipping Manchester United.
Going from PSG's board to Man United's board is fucking... And
as if he'd ever take that.
Scruffy Jim's not got the dough. We knew that.
No.
They even had full-on fucking streams when Omar Berardi, the T-boy at Man City, left. And apparently they took our CEO. No, you took the T-man. He's the one you only ring Deliveroo and they say the delivery's at the front reception. Go and get it. He went and got it. That's it. And now he's the CEO at Man United. They think he's going to do great. They got Jason Wilcox, head of academy. He's already had fallouts with everybody. And down there, there's still the academy. The academy parents are still taking chairs out of the sports hall and putting them next to the pitch to watch the sons play football. That's how fucking big their academy is. So you know what I mean. At the end of the day, we'll see. But the miles off it. The miles off it. And if it helps them cope and sleep at night to tell everyone how big they are and they've won 20 league titles, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, Manchester City are building fucking the biggest hotel in Manchester, concert halls, development of the Etihad. We're getting in young players. Semenyo, we look like, we had a blip last season and we look like we're back on it now. Whereas they've had a blip for 20 years and don't look like it's getting any better.
I just can't even see where it, like you said, I can't see it getting better. I don't, as long as they're under this ownership, I really can't see it getting any better at all.
Everything's the same. Like, this is the thing that Jim is just like, I said this at the absolute start. Steve, you're a businessman. Do you know any business where, somebody owns 75% of the shares, right? But they don't get involved. And even if everything is going to shit, they just go, well, I'm not getting involved. I'm not having a say in anything. No one would allow that to happen with their business. So simple as that.
The Glazers are running the football club. and they've got Scruffy Jim held up against a window as if he's running it. And that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So basically, Scruffy Jim coming out saying, oh, yeah, we have total football control. Of course you do, because the Glazers don't want it. They don't need the grief. They're getting their 8 million dividends. They're sat back letting you have football control, but really you haven't got control, because when you go and make a decision, you've got to email the Glazers and they'll just say, nah, mate, you ain't doing that. So you've got fuck all control. You're a puppet who thought you get your foot in the door, I'll change it round. The Man United fans will love me. They'll push for a full Jim takeover and I'll sail into the sunset and I'll own Man United. What's really happened is he's made an absolute fuckery of it all. It's dog shit. They've got no dough. They've got they're paying managers more than they're paying players. And the biggest thing is they had to make a computer-generated AI fucking circus tent to tell all the fans they were going to build the best stadium in the world, so they all get excited and did streams what Scruffy Jim was going to do. But I could do an AI video now telling you I'm going to build a fucking mansion in my house, but I've got no money to do it. But if you want to believe it, you can fucking believe it.
Yeah, they want a government. They want the government to.
They want the government. But this is the thing. The government is the best. Ultimately, to say, oh yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. It's going to be done in the next 6 years. And then just put a caveat at the bottom, as long as the government do what they're going to do. Well, right now, I'm not being funny, but that is the best little get out of jail free card. As long as the government do stick to their words, we're fine. Well, we all know that's not going to happen, right? But the other thing, Steve, I was just going to say, you know, when you said Scruffy Jim's at the window, I was just thinking, look, Christmas is over now, I know, but I was just thinking of Home Alone 1, Macaulay Culkin, when fucking Harry and Marv come round. Macaulay Culkin's doing...
Yeah, the window, yeah, it's a load of shit. But the thing is, as soon as United started getting somewhere with a protest when they broke in the ground against Liverpool and they got the game abandoned, that's when the world started to take note. So the Glazers thought, hold on a minute, we need something here. The Ronaldo opportunity came up. No, not only did that Ronaldo opportunity fuck them for the last 3 years because of their transfer budgets are dead. They didn't even want Ronaldo. Ollie didn't want Ronaldo, right? They just wanted to stop City getting Ronaldo. But it also, the Glazers, it took the pressure off them, because instead of blocking the souvenir shop and not letting anyone in, they were queuing around the fucking block for Ronaldo shirts the week later. So if you ever want a more confused, fucked up fan base than in the world, it's Man United. Because 1 minute we're blocking the shop, we're not buying any gear until they sign Ronaldo, and then they're queuing around the block for Ronaldo lampshades and fucking biscuit tins, and it's all forgot about. So they're absolutely fucked, them lot. Fucked.
So I think you're right. Just quickly going back to football now. People, please make sure you're smashing the likes, and shout out to Catch in here. Glad to see you've got your channel back, bro. YouTube sometimes do fuck up, so glad to see. And shout out to MCFC lads who potentially helped out with that one as well. So you say Man United usually come good when Arsenal are good. Well, to be fair, they were actually good before you lot when the Premier League started, to be fair. But shout out Catch, and yeah.
And you look at City. Obviously, you look at City's back four. It's not ideal back four. It's not. You're not full of confidence with it. But it's Man United there. You look at the whole team and you're thinking, we'll get at these. Look at the firepower we've got now. Look at the way we keep the ball in Newcastle the other night, and it looked like we were dangerous every time we attacked. And I think we'll get a lot of joy there. I think United will get chances. I think any team's going to get chances with this back four. No disrespect. I just think it is. It's not used to playing together too much. But we got Donnarumma coming back in goal, who for me is a big presence.
Massive.
And I think Pep just needs to get it right and get it over the line. I think something's happening at City. We can all feel it. Something's happening. You know what I mean? Something's starting
I think United are going to be scared. Like, even with the whole manager situation, like, I feel like they'll all have their eyes looking at different things that's not even a City game. You know what I mean? Like, there's been so much going on over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Is he actually in there yet?
They can't be that focused on it. Who, Carrick? Yeah,
Carrick. I've seen him having his picture took on the steps next to a couple of Premier League trophies, like he'd won them.
Didn't they already have Carrick at interim and he didn't win a game or something like that?
No, it's Fletcher, wasn't it?
No, I mean...
they had him before. They've had him there before. They've had him there before, but...
It's like the whole Ollie thing as well. Like, why the hell would they want him back? It's when they flipping sacked him.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of, in a way, with it being Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, Carrick's not going to have had too much time with him. Look, for me, as long as they keep ex-players in that club... I don't know if you saw, Steve, did you... But my mate made a really good point, right? You know when they played Brighton, was it? Yeah, it's Brighton, wasn't it, their last game? Fergie is usually at his seat way before the game starts, right? At the weekend, Fergie, Scholes, and Nicky Butt, all arrived together to their seats just before the whistle went, right? And my mate said to me, I wouldn't be surprised if Fletcher, just before the game, like 10 minutes before the game, when they've come in and he's doing his team talk, has gone, right, lads, I've got a special surprise for you lot.
Oh, of course.
I've got a special surprise. Look who's come to see you. And in walks fucking Fergie, Butt and Scholes to give them that we're Man United and tell them who Man United are. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if something similar happens at the weekend.
100%. They'll be on the phone to Fergie about it. They'll be on the phone to Fergie about it, asking them what they should do. Because Michael Carrick ain't going to come up with no tactical plan against Man City this quick.
No.
I feel like they need a fresh start. Like having all those lads around and constantly going in and talking to the lads. This is what we were back then. Like, how is that helping the team? I don't.
Big
like,
reset button. Big reset button's the only way, and with the owners going. But just taking it back quickly, people, to the Rodri comment, when we were talking about Rodri, right? One thing I noticed yesterday with Rodri towards the end of that game is, and I think Pep made a comment before a couple of weeks ago that, look, it's going to take Rodri a bit of time with the back and forth, getting up and down the pitch, right? Yesterday in that second half, Rodri was starting to go in for challenges a bit heavier. He was starting to, I saw him putting on kind of, putting a sprint on, going forwards to win the ball back and press. Because that's what we did really well the last 10, 15 minutes. We're pressing really high up the pitch and pinning them up there. But I do think like Rodri, touch wood, is looking to find his rhythm a little bit. Are we all in agreement Rodri will start and O'Reilly will probably move to left back? Do you think?
Yeah, would have thought so.
Yeah, I thought so. But I mean, Naori come on last night and looked like he was sharp.
Yeah.
Finally,
yeah.
I mean, we got.
I wouldn't have thought he'd stick him in straight away in the derby though.
No,
I'm excited to see more of. I'm excited to see more of Aït-Nouri though. Really excited. Even at Wolves, he was so good. He picks up the ball and he cuts through the midfield like butter. Like he's a proper good dribbler. The ball just sticks to him, doesn't it?
Even like you look at the bench, you got Ryan McKay doing that. Young kids, they're the ones. If we're killing United at weekend, last 10 minutes, I'd be saying get out there and fucking go for it, roast it. Go for him. Don't have no mercy. You know what I mean? That's what we want to see. And Big Erling's tired. We know that. But Big Earl's due. Be very worried because Big Earl's due one of them games. It's coming. It's coming.
He's gonna want a few goals to set the record straight.
You're spot on. I think the fact that that Haaland, I think he scored one goal. It might be in 4 or 5 games now. One goal, and that was the penalty. That's not something to take confidence from if you're Man United, right? That's something, because Man United have been, Haaland has taken the piss against Man United in most games he's played against them, right? If you're Man United right now, he's going to be up for this. He's going to be egging on Cherki. He's going to be egging on Semenyo. I kind of do think we could blitz them this weekend. This could be quite a big win for City, I think, potentially. Unless maybe, remember that 2-0 quite a few years ago at Old Trafford, where I think even United fans talk about it and say it's one of the worst defeats they've ever had, even though it wasn't a massive scoreline, but it was just literally at half-time, Pep had clearly told the team, this lot of shit, right? Don't even bother with it. Just move the ball about and take the absolute piss out of them. But no, I can see it being a big game, big scoreline. I can see it maybe being like a 4-0. Are either of you two changing the centre-back partnership?
No, I wouldn't. I'm confident with the two lads at centre-back. A lot of people have been saying Ake and Khusanov, but no.
What about you, Steve?
I put my confidence in Alleyne.
You'd put your confidence in Alleyne, yeah. What about you, Steve?
It depends on. It depends if he brings in O'Reilly at left back. He might put Ake in. I don't know, just for the experience. We just don't know with Pep. But I feel like we've got enough to beat him. I feel like I wouldn't have a problem with leaving it as it is. Not against United. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But Pep just might see something. I don't know. But Rodri's got to start for me. Semenyo's got to start for me. Foden or Cherki in the middle has got to start. One of them. Leave one on the bench to bring on. The problem is, do you start Foden and then bring Cherki on because you know what he's going to bring to it, or do you just bring Cherki on just to keep that rhythm going and get everybody going? Because I think against United, Cherki's going to love it.
I think he might start Foden and then bring Cherki on. Just knowing Pep and what he's like. I feel like he'll want to stick Foden in there, and maybe we get a goal up or something like that, and then Turkey comes on. I'd like
don't
to see
forget
that.
they've got what's he called, Lenny Yoro, Heaven, is Shaw might be playing. I don't know if he's fit, and we get Erling Haaland, Semenyo, Doku. It's frightening shit, man.
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah. I mean that was something that I loved against Exeter. After Semenyo's had about 65 minutes of fun, you see him being subbed off. Imagine being the right back and you see fucking Doku's coming on the pitch.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Thinking, oh, fuck off.
Long day for them.
Fuck off.
That's what I mean. If United play Delo and Dorgu or something like that, I can't see them keeping Semenyo and Doku quiet. I really can't.
No.
It's just not going to happen, is it?
No, I think that's.
I think there was a lot of gaps the other night. Brighton walked through them on the other night quite easily, and that's why I'm thinking Cherky's got to play. He's got to play because we'll murder him if we keep the ball.
Bear in mind that wasn't
we'll
even Brighton's strongest team.
No, I think if we have Semenyo and Doku, then I think you're right. I think Delo and Dorgu are going to have a lot to deal with, right? Then I think the other player that is important to be there is Rodri, making sure that if at any point United do try the quick counter, that he's there to snuff it out as quickly as possible. And I can't lie. I mean, with the counter thing, are we now in a place where actually we're going, look, and let me be clear to everyone before I say this. For me, personally, Khusanov one day, I think his bar's very high, right? Khusanov is not a better footballer than Ruben Dias, right? And to the people that say that, okay, fine. For me, definitely not, right? But he's got a very bright future ahead of him. However, if United are going to try and hit us on the counter, then having that Khusanov pace will be a massive, massive benefit because you can already see it. The other day when Max was moving forward and Khusanov was covering him, it's a big, big benefit to have that pace because it's something that we haven't had for a little while.
I mean, it's like Kyle Walker in terms of his recovery pace and getting back.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah,
we need that.
Are we all going with Nunes at right back as well? By the way.
Yeah.
Agreed. Right, people. We will wrap it up here. We're going to be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to be doing a show tomorrow morning with Martin's going to be coming on, and I'm going to give a shout to biased Man City fan as well to see if he's about. And then tomorrow evening, we're going to have a show with some United fans on. We need to round them up. We need to work out who's coming on, but we're going to have a bit of a head-to-head with United fans. Lewis, you got anything coming? Sorry, Louis, you got anything coming up on your channel? Apology. Listen, with that hair, you have to understand. Every now and again, I'm going to call you Lewis and not Louis.
Yeah. I recorded a video today with my mate. We did an all-time City United combined 11. So that'll be coming out.
Okay, great. And Steve, you've uploaded a match reaction today, right?
Yeah, just did a reaction to the Newcastle game. So that'll be all from me for now. And then I might do something with Saeed. Obviously, the Big Six is on tomorrow, but I might do something with Saeed Friday.
Okay. When's Big Six?
Tomorrow,
right? Okay, yeah, I forgot what day it is today. Right, okay. So people, make sure that you do head over, check out Steve's match reaction over on his channel. Go and make sure that you check out Louis' Combined 11 on his channel. Both channels are at the very top of the description for this video. All you have to do is click on them and it'll take you over there. Make sure you drop them a like, a comment on a video, and subscribe to the channel. Until then, do you know what? I want to know what this is. I'm going to leave you with a clip of Steve, and I don't know what this is. So let's have a look at what this is. But we're out. Everyone have a good evening. Love.
And as far as the Champions League's concerned, I just want to talk about that as well. Yeah, the Champions League is a very exclusive pub, and at the end of the season, all the teams that have won the Champions League, we all meet in this pub, and we have a drink, and we eat food, and we have a great time. And for the last 100 years, there's been a face at the window of this pub, pushing against the glass, looking all sad and crying, and wanting to come in and have a drink and wanting to have some food. And at the end of the day, we've had to say, listen, take your fucking face off the window, mate, and go away. This doesn't involve you. So until Arsenal win the Champions League, you are not invited into that exclusive Champions League tavern. And I know you said it gets bent over in Madrid and it gets bent over in Manchester, but it's never been bent over in North London because she's not that desperate. So at the end of the day, yeah, we'll see you outside the tavern next year, and we'll have to decide whether your face is pressed up against the glass or whether you're inside having a nice drink with the boys and that.
You're
so
muted, Turkish, by the way.
On that note, we'll leave it there. At the end of the season, we're in the tavern. These men don't know about the tavern. We're having a drink, we're singing songs, we're doing the Poznan, we're all on the tables. And
but you know
Toby walked past the tavern once. He walked past there once when he was talking about Ndombele and the doorman fucked him off, but he's never been back since.
You know